Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. So yesterday we reported that the governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, was placed on the watch list of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC. This, we understand, is coming ahead of the March 16, 2022 change of government in Anambra State. The anti-graft agency wrote to the immigration authorities in the said letter to the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service dated the 15th of November 2021, the Commission requested the service to place the governor on watch list and inform it anytime he's traveling out of the country from any of the international airports and other points of entry and exit. The EFCC has not yet stated the reason for placing Governor Obiano on its watch list, but sources within the Commission believe the move is an indication that the agency may have been discreetly investigating the governor. You now know the position of the EFCC on Governor Willie Obiano. But what is the reaction of the Obiano government on this? Let's hear from the government on this matter. I'm being joined by the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment in Anambra State, Mr. Sidon Adunoba. He joins us virtually from Anambra State. Thank you so much, Sidon, for joining us again. Good to see you. Give us the immediate reaction. We've seen the statement that you released, but let's hear from you. How does the governor receive this statement? We understand that he's presently out of the country. What has he told you?
Well, the governor's response is not different from the response of every Nigerian who had discussed this issue with me. Totally surprising. Nobody invited him to interrogate him or to have his own side of the story. No petition was presented to him. He did not make any comments, and all of a sudden, the EFCC announced, rather secretly, that's rather unusual, to use the media as a third party to announce that he is being watched. That's very surprising. There's absolutely no reason for that. And was the EFCC gave the impression that the governor wants to vote away when he has a whole 4 months to remain in office. It's unimaginable that a governor will abandon his state and the country a whole 4 months to the end of his tenure. That is surprising. It just does not make sense to anyone, simply because the whole exercise is politically motivated.
So when you say it is politically motivated, what do you mean? Because in the statement you released, you were saying that you spoke as though you know those who are behind it. Who are the ones that you were referring to in your statement?
I will repeat who these people are. The very people who did not want the election to hold in Anambra State and had the audacity to tell the whole nation that the election was not going to hold for security reasons with their clearance with the president. Immediately the president got to know of this plot, he was alarmed and said no. The election was held in Anambra and it must be free and fair. And the election actually became free, fair, and transparent, and the outcome is in sync with the sentiments and expectations of a generality of not only Anambra people, but all Nigerians. Consequently, Soludo's victory became a national phenomenon, went a long way to restore confidence in the Nigerian possibility. These people have tried everything possible to stop Abga from presenting Soludo and consequently from winning the election. They went as far as going to a customary court in Abuja to obtain summons, criminal summons, on Soludo. They went as far as arranging a kangaroo judgment from Green Kudu High Court in Jigawa State over the chairmanship of Abga and, more importantly, the authentic candidate of Abga in the November 6th gubernatorial election in Anambra State. There is absolutely nothing they have not done to stop him. At the end of the day, the will of the people of Anambra State and indeed the people of Nigeria triumphs. And today, there is a huge atmosphere of optimism in the land. And we are very, very grateful to the people of Anambra State and indeed all Nigerians, including the president, who refused to play to the sentiments of certain officials and members of his party, and in fact, is a government.
You just basically repeated some of the things you said in your statement without being specific, because when you talk about politics, I'm not aware if the EFCC is a member of any political party or an organization attached to any political party. So I'd like you to break it down for us to understand when you said this is politically motivated.
In other ways,
is there any number you can mention so that we can know exactly what is on the minds of the governor? Is that what the governor told you, that he thinks that this is politically motivated? And who in specific are these people you're talking about? Are they from Anambra State or outside of Anambra State?
No, it's not the governor. It's not the governor who told me so. There are a lot of people right there in the EFCC and the Buhari's administration who do not like what is going on. The EFCC is supervised by the Ministry of Justice and the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation. And that is the reason why you're having all this. I am sorry that it's extremely difficult to hear a favorable judgment about the conduct of the Office of the Attorney General in the last 4 years or thereabouts. It is a pity that even the Nigerian Bar Association has issued a very strong statement on the conduct and professionalism of the people in the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation. The Office of the Attorney General of the Federation is actually a sacred mandate. It's a creation of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's not just any other political office. About 2 months ago, I was on this program, and I did tell you that the attempts to impose emergency rule on Anambra State was politically motivated. Events have proved me right. I've been vindicated. It does not actually require the third eye to see all this.
I mean, what would be the agenda, or what would be the reason? And perhaps if you have evidence to the allegations and the inferences you're making, it would be good to lay them bare. How do you know this position that you have today on this matter?
Very simple, and I'll be categorical. This is the first time in Nigeria's history we've seen the Attorney General of the Federation being a member of a political campaign. That's never happened. Mr. Abubakar Malami, SAN, was a member of the Andy Uba Gubernatorial Council. That is unprecedented in our history. Typically, in a democracy, especially in a presidential democracy, there are certain people who do not get involved in domestic politics. For example, the Secretary of State in the United States of America, and of course, the Attorney General. In the case of Nigeria, the Attorney General is not expected to get involved in politics, even though everybody knows that he's typically a member of the ruling party. As I've said, this is an extraordinary position created by the Constitution and mentioned in name, specifically, categorically by the Constitution. It's not anybody that can be allowed.
Let me, if I may quickly ask you, has the government of Anambra State seen or noticed that the government of Anambra State is being investigated, or there is some scrutiny from the EFCC, or the governor himself is being scrutinized or is being investigated, or there is a trail on him? Are you aware? Because the EFCC, we understand and we gather that they've been on the governor for some time.
Well, what they have said so far is, you and I believe, absolutely unfortunate. Nobody has come to the governor to ask him to say his side of the story. One of the principles of natural justice is that the other person must hear the other party. Every accused person must be given the opportunity to state his or her own side of the story. In the case of Anambra State, nothing like that has happened. The governor was not even aware of any petition whatsoever. May I tell you that the governor, Willie Obiano, is enthusiastic. He's looking forward to confront these people, to defend his record, his financial management of the state. Willie Obiano is not only a former banker, he's an accountant, as an auditor. He is willing to explain to the whole world, not just the EFCC, how he was able to deliver a world-class international airport in 15 months without borrowing a kobo from any bank anywhere in the world, able to build the biggest convention center in Africa, 13,000 seating capacity without borrowing a kobo from any bank anywhere in the world, how he was able to develop and deliver the most modern stadium in Nigeria without borrowing a kobo. Everything done in 2 months. Willie Obiano is willing to tell the EFCC why his state is constantly rated by budget.
But we know that under the law, the Constitution clearly states that Governor Willie Obiano, as we speak, is untouchable. He has immunity. So he cannot stand any criminal trial as a sitting governor. So that may not happen until when he leaves office. But do you think that if there's any infraction or anything that is unlawful that the EFCC has done, if they're scrutinizing the governor or they are looking into the books of the state based on the spendings and expenditure or the funds that are going in and out, is there anything wrong in that?
Absolutely, they have the right to investigate. That's not in dispute. We are willing to surrender ourselves, each and every one of us, including my humble self. What is not right is not to investigate them, not to hear from anybody at all, and you go public and you give the impression that the governor is already on the run when he has a whole 4 months to be in office, when he's still enjoying constitutional immunity as governor of Anambra State. Everything about what the EFCC has done is irregular, and EFCC knows it's irregular. For that reason, they have not come out openly. What they've done is to sponsor reports in the press. And it's a pity a section of the press has gone to report this without bothering to hear our own side of the story. We are willing any time, any day to defend our record before the Nigerian people. And
so what will, if you think that you have been unfairly treated by the EFCC, what is the government of Anambra State going to do about it?
We have already begun to protest by issuing this statement. Please come to us anytime, any day. If you want to come tomorrow to investigate, that's fine. To create the impression that Willie Obiano is running away. When the man left through Muritala World International Airport without hiding, everybody knew he's on leave. He's in the United States, he's in Texas, he's in Houston, he's in Sugar Land. He's not running away. He's coming back in the next few days, and the whole world will know he's coming back. Willie Obiano is not a kind of governor you can intimidate. No, he's a gallant fighter. Everybody knows it. He doesn't take no for an answer. He's one of the few governors. Can I tell you this? He remains the only governor in Nigeria's history to invite the EFCC to investigate him. And this happened in March 2018. And the then EFCC chairman was here, came and addressed the press to say he never believed that a governor could invite him to come to his state and see what he's doing. That indeed, there is hope for Nigeria. And he addressed the press. So it's surprising that the same person invited the EFCC to investigate him, and the EFCC chairman came here, gave a report before the press. People are saying he's running away. Running away from what?
So on a final note, Sidon, the EFCC says that the governor is being discreetly investigated and possible intelligence. The don't forget that the EFCC does not work alone. EFCC has interagency collaborations, and he also has a very strong ally in the NFIU. He has an ally also in international anti-corruption agencies. So when they say they have intelligence, perhaps it's good to also believe them. But be that as it may, would the president, would the governor, Willie Obiano, be willing to speak to this matter when he comes back? Does he have that plan to clear the air personally? If they say that he has plans to escape, that means that maybe some things may have been pointing to that. Maybe there are some actions that may have pointed to that. If they say they have intelligence,
please.
do you have an idea? Is the governor willing to come up and say
no
this
matter
side of
the
story
intelligence
when he
you
returns
have
to the country?
You must hear, no matter the intelligence you have, you must give the other party, the benefit of the doubt by listening to them. None of us has been interrogated. Starting with the governor, no petition was shown him. Everything just came back from the blue. This is not how to conduct intelligence. This is not how to carry out justice. This is not fairness. This is actually a profound offense against ethics, against morality. Hear from me, you will not hear from me. You now announce that I'm running away when I have 4 more months to be in office. Has any governor in this country run away 4 months to the expiration of his tenure? Why will you be now? Why create the pressure he wants to escape when he left through the normal routes and he reported himself to the immigration center?
Well, what they said is that he's not planning to, he's not now, after.
Okay.
That's next year. They're making reference to next year.
I
So we are hoping
myself,
that we might be able
forget,
to hear from the governor directly when he comes back. Sit on. We're hoping to speak with you again, and of course, get the governor perhaps to speak personally on this matter. Sidon, it's good to see you again.
Not excuse me, it's not whether the governor is willing. Willie Obiano is a lion. He will come out, he will address the whole world. Just as he did when some people tried to illegally have state of emergency in Anambra. He went right there to the president, complained to him, and the president told him, sorry, I'm not aware of this plot. And he addressed the whole world right there at State House. He did not miss words. On this matter, we are not missing words. You cannot intimidate the people of Anambra State. You cannot cow Willie Obiano. You cannot cow this administration. No. We have our
Mr. Sidon Adinoba, the Commissioner for Enlightenment and Information in Anambra State. Thank you so much. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for your time tonight. I really hope we keep tabs on this matter. They said it's next year. We'll see what happens in March when the governor hands over what the EFCC is doing with his watch list. Thank you so much.